Hey, welcome to the overview for Unit 2. This is our Writing About Writing unit, and it is worth 20% of your course grade. In Unit 2, there are two parts. Part 2.1, Reading to Write, which is 10% of your grade, and 2.2, How and Why Do Writers Draft? In Part 2.1, Reading to Write, we'll read multiple essays discussing the ways that writers read to write, read when they're going to write or read their own writing. You're going to use these readings to make an argument about how writers read to write. In Unit Part 2.2, How and Why Do Writers Draft, you'll use the essays we read in this unit part to make an argument about how and why writers draft in the ways that they do. Part 2.1, Reading to Write, is 10% of your course grade. We'll be reading 6 essays, and as you read these essays, you can annotate the moments to discuss why and how different writers read, both the work of others and their own work. These writers have a lot in common, but each discusses the ways that writers read in slightly different ways. Your task for this unit is to determine how to use 2 of these essays to discuss one way that writers read and why they use this kind of reading. Some of the writers that we're going to read discuss how they read the work of others, and some discuss how they read their own work. So you'll have to figure out which discussion you want to have in your paper and pick the readings accordingly. Possible claims for this paper could discuss why writers read so much and how reading helps them with their writing. The benefits that writers get from reading everything they can. The reasons that writers read when they're preparing to write, and the ways that writers read their own writing when revising. Any one of these could be a great claim, and the sources that we're reading will help you discuss them. The draft of this paper is due on Sunday the 14th of February at 11:59 p.m., and the final will be due on the 21st of February at 11:59. It should be 1,000 words minimum, both the draft and final. And you'll submit both the draft and the final to the same Unit 2.1 Reading to Write Dropbox. You can find that by looking from Content to Unit 2 and D2L. You'll also have a number of discussion posts for this unit. Each discussion post that you write for Unit 2.1 should be formatted as a short paper. You'll use these discussions to respond to specific readings from this unit part. Use these discussion posts to craft your purpose statement or a claim or your answer to the question, why do writers read? Then pull quotes from the articles that help you explain this answer or claim. Practicing with structure and purpose in these discussion posts gives you a chance to really develop a thoughtful purpose for this paper and become more comfortable organizing your essays. Because these are formatted as short papers, it's very important that you have multiple paragraphs, use examples, and have a clear, specific purpose, thesis, or claim, whatever you'd like to call it. You'll be composing, as I said, a number, I think 6 discussion posts for this unit part, and each of them should be 300 words minimum. The due dates for these are in our syllabus and the course calendar. They'll also be posted as news items. Part 2.2, How and Why Writers Draft, is also 10% of your course grade. In this unit part, you'll be using 2 of the Unit 2.2 readings to discuss how and why writers draft. Possible claims for this paper could be that writers write messy drafts to figure out what they want to say. Writers productively procrastinate so that they can passively brainstorm ideas for their writing. Or, by doing blank, writers are able to blank. Your claim about why and how writers draft is going to come from you, but the materials, quotations, and whatnot that you use to develop that claim will come from the essays we read in this unit part. The draft for this paper is due on the 7th of March. There will be a draft activity on the 17th, and a final paper due on the 21st. This paper is going to be 1,000 words minimum. You're welcome to go over, and you'll use the same draft Dropbox for the draft and final. The discussion posts for Unit 2.2 should be formatted as with 2.1 as short papers. You'll use these posts to respond to a specific Unit 2.2 reading, and you'll use them to craft your purpose statement or your answer to the question, how and why do writers draft? Remember, multiple paragraphs, clear specific claim, pulling quotations or examples from your article, and practicing with paper structure. You can use any of your discussion posts from Unit Part 2.1 or 2.2 in your specific Unit Part papers. You can revise your Unit 2.2 discussion posts for your Unit 2.2 Why and How Do Writers Draft paper, and the same with Unit Part 2.1. So the more specific and articulate you are in these discussion posts, the better material you have, and you'll set yourself up better for your final papers for each of these unit parts. The draft activity is going to be one of two activities. After I look at your draft, I will let you know which activity to complete, and I'll let you know that by Tuesday, the 16th of March. There's a Padlet skeleton and a cut and paste template. The Padlet skeleton is great for helping you figure out what your claim could be and generate solid bones for your essay. If your draft is a little drafty, this will be a great option. And then the cut and paste template is perfect if you have really good ideas that just need to be developed. This modifies Peter Elbow's collage method, which we'll read about, and you'll actually cut and paste your ideas into the provided template. And then you can fill in any gaps. That's a little bit about Unit 2, which includes Unit 2.1 and Unit Part 2.2. If you have any questions, remember, hit up office hours Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 to 1 inside our class, communications, and then Zoom meetings, or shoot me an email at april.sikorsky@brazos-port.edu, and we can chat via email or find a better time to meet. Thanks, and I look forward to seeing how you guys write about writing.